Welcome back to Sports Today. It's time for the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals. Now it's upon us. And today, to discuss that, we have a very special guest over here on Sports Today and AajTak. We have Jofre Mateu, who's, of course, played for a number of teams in La Liga, including Barcelona, Levante, and has, of course, spent plenty of time playing in the Indian Super League as well for ATK and FC Goa. Jofre, thank you so much for joining us for this interaction.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Right. So let's just get straight to the questions. Obviously, one of the key matches which a lot of people are looking forward to, Chelsea versus Real Madrid. It's a rematch of a match that has been happening for the past 2 seasons, but Chelsea are very much in a lot of form of turmoil. They've just sacked their second manager of the season. Graham Potter is gone, and Champions League qualification in the league looks unlikely. Realistically, the only way they could have won it was by winning the tournament. But now, with this latest round of chaos, how tough do you think it's going to be for them to actually have any hopes of beating Real?
Well, at this moment, I think not only the supporters or not only the people who are thinking on Chelsea, but same, the own squad. I guess the people inside the club are dreaming on a miracle, because when you have these kind of situations, with not only the coaches, but this feeling, this sensation that you are out of confidence, the management are looking for solutions, but very quick. The money doesn't matter, just fast solutions, because you spend a lot. So of course they have quality, but being honest, nobody this moment is betting for Chelsea, if we are completely honest.
Yeah, that's correct, actually. And by contrast, Real Madrid look to have found some good form at the right point of time. Karim Benzema has got back-to-back hat-tricks. They've just beaten Barcelona 4-0 in an El Clasico, through to the finals of the Copa del Rey. Do you think they're peaking at absolutely the right time? Because they tend to do that throughout tournaments. They'll just end up hitting their stride at the business end of tournaments.
Yes, and it's not new in Real Madrid. They probably they are the best in this calculation, in this balance on the moment in the season that we are ready for the biggest titles or the best achievements. It's not easy to say that Real Madrid is in his best moment, because they are in some matches playing really well. The last two are with good results, extraordinary results, but I think they have some doubts too, because of some players. Even Ancelotti is not 100% ready for the next season. So it's Real Madrid. Champions League is Real Madrid's competition. It's true, but if it's not Chelsea in this moment, it's not the best moment for Real Madrid.
Right. And speaking of teams that are actually, looking good in terms of their domestic form, in terms of how it is they're standing in the league, Man City versus Bayern Munich, I think that's the one fixture everyone's really looking forward to in, the Champions League. Is it fair to say that whoever wins that fixture, you think, would be considered favorites to actually go on to lift the whole tournament?
Yes, I think so. They are the best now. It's true that, as you said, Bayern has a big change, and let's see how they react with this. But looking forward, all the competition since now till now, I think they are the best, both the best, and probably now in Champions League we have seen in the last seasons that not the best are winning the competition. Not only because you need some other aspects, you have luck, you have injuries, you have moment of the momentum of some players. But yeah, if I have to bet, if you ask me for betting for the best two, I'm betting for this, and I am sure that the other teams are happy, because they are crossing in this leg, and one of them are going to be out.
Absolutely. But speaking of teams, by the way, who would be happy at this draw, and I think we saw it come out with a nice little bit of luck. You now have not one, not two, but three Italian teams who are going to be part of the Champions League quarters for the first time in, I think, over a decade. And in fact, Italian football in recent times has been up and down, but three clubs in the quarters. In fact, it's the most representation for any of the nations who are left in the Champions League. Do you think this is actually a good time to be a fan of Italian football, because, it is, in fact, suddenly on the upswing once again?
Absolutely, agree. I think, in football, as everything in life, is like a cyclic situation, and we are probably redundant in some situations. But yeah, 5 years ago, Calcio, Serie A is not the best because of some difficulties. That situation with Juventus, every time, the taxes are important in to hiring or to some contracts. But at these days, Italian football coming from the last 3-4 years with very good coaches, with very good teams like Atalanta, like now Napoli, some other. It's not about just the results. The results are coming now because they are at that time, betting for good football, betting for renew the style, not that the Italian football that we knew from traditional, very defensively. Now, I think it's a very good moment, and I'm very happy for that, and waiting for a I'm not going to say surprise, but for a probably an Italian champion for this year. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely it hasn't happened since 2010, which is when Inter Milan won it. But last question, just quickly, if you had to pick from any of these fixtures, if there had to be an upset result of some sort, which team do you think was most likely to be causing that upset? Because you have a team like Benfica as well, Inter are there. Again, all of these clubs are kind of up and down in terms of Champions League, but they're in the last eight, and that's the beauty of cup football. Anything can happen.
Yeah, everything can happen, and I'm not. I'm sure that there's not going to be any big upset. But if you ask to pick one, probably Inter de Milan, because for me, Benfica is playing really well. The rhythm, the intentions, the proposal are completely, coming from the good project, because they spent the last 2 seasons playing with very good squad, same players, same idea. So I think Benfica has not said the last word in this competition. And if I have to pick one, I'm probably saying that Inter is going to be the worst one, but everything can happen.
Absolutely, and we can't wait to be checking out what exactly happens. Last 8 of the Champions League. Excitement is very high. And don't forget, if you're a fan in the Indian subcontinent, you can check out all of the UEFA Champions League action live on the Sony Sports Network and Sony Live app. For now, I'm taking your leave. Jofre, thank you very much for joining us in this particular interview.
Thank you very much. Thank you.